Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to really dig deep into AI and how it's changing the game for customer experience. It's everywhere these days, but we've got some really interesting research to dig into, so get ready to have your mind blown.
I know, right? What's really got me hooked is how AI is just becoming a part of everything. It's not some far-off thing anymore. It's quietly changing how we deal with businesses every day.
Totally. Like it's sneaking up on us. 80% of customers saying they've had good experiences with AI and customer service. That's huge. What is it about AI that makes it so good for that?
It really is something, huh? I think a big part of it is just being available all the time. People need breaks, gotta sleep, but AI is there 24/7. So businesses can give support no matter when it is, no matter how slammed they are.
That's amazing. No more sending those late night emails hoping for a quick response. And it's not even just about always being around, right? I read that AI can handle tons of people all at once. So does that mean human agents are freed up for the really complicated stuff?
Exactly. Instead of having people tied up with the same simple questions all day, AI swoops in and takes care of it. That way, the human agents are free for the really tricky cases that need that human touch. You know what I mean?
Totally makes sense. It's like having a super efficient way to sort through customer issues. Like I read about this thing, Diamond Desk. It's Hilton Hotel's AI assistant, and it's crazy. It can take care of room requests, answer questions about local stuff. AI is doing it all.
That is a great example of how AI can really tailor the experience for each person. And that's a huge trend we're seeing everywhere. But it's more than just questions and answers. AI can actually predict what a customer might want before they even ask.
Hold up. Are you saying AI can read my mind now? Like if it can tell me I want ice cream at 10 p.m., that changes everything.
Well, maybe not mind reading yet, but it's getting close. Think about looking for a new TV online. AI can look at what you've bought before, what you like to watch, even things like how big your living room is, to figure out what size screen would be best.
Then it can recommend the perfect TV for you.
Okay, that's seriously cool. But how does it actually do that? Is it like spying on me through the internet? Because that's amazing and kind of creepy. It's not spying, more like seriously advanced pattern recognition. See, AI algorithms are trained on huge amounts of data. In this case, it could be your browsing history, your purchases, even your social media. It then looks for patterns to understand what you like. So if you're checking out reviews for noise-canceling headphones and looking at travel blogs, it might suggest some great headphones for travel, even if you didn't specifically search for them.
It's like having a personal shopper who knows what I want better than I do. That's mind-blowing. I bet this is happening more than we even realize.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just online shopping either.
Oh.
Imagine walking into a store and bam, you're greeted with recommendations based on your past purchases and loyalty program data. Or how about this? AI is being used to simplify banking, give financial advice tailored to you, even catch fraud in real time.
Okay, you officially blew my mind. So AI can predict what we want, personalize our experiences, and maybe even save us from fraud. That's wild.
It's a pretty exciting time, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And we're just scratching the surface here. As AI gets even smarter, we're going to see it change things in ways we can't even imagine right now, blurring the lines between the real world and the digital one even more.
That's what I find so fascinating. We're talking about things that used to be science fiction, and now they're becoming real life. But with all this amazing potential, are there any areas where AI isn't quite living up to the hype?
I'm glad you asked that. While AI has huge potential, it's still a pretty new technology. There are definitely some challenges, some things it still needs to work on.
Like what? Spill the tea. What are some of the hurdles AI still has to overcome?
Well, one area where there's a lot of research going on is in natural language processing, or NLP. It's how computers understand and talk to us in our own language. We've made a lot of progress with NLP, but we're still a long way from AI truly understanding everything about how we communicate.
Makes sense. When you think about it, we communicate with so much more than words, right? Our tone of voice, facial expressions, even just a pause. Getting a computer to understand all of that is a tall order.
Exactly. Another challenge is making sure AI systems are tough and reliable. As we start depending on AI for more important stuff like medical diagnoses or financial trading, we need to be sure those systems will work perfectly every time, even when something unexpected happens.
So it's not enough for AI to be smart, it's got to be dependable too. What about other areas where there's still room for AI to grow?
One really interesting area is something called explainable AI, or XAI. It's about making AI that can actually explain why it made a decision in a way that people can understand.
Well, that's really interesting. So it's not enough for AI to just give an answer. We need to know how it got there. Why is that so important?
Because it's about trust and accountability. If we're going to let AI make big decisions, we have to be able to understand how it made them. This is especially important in things like healthcare or finance, where the stakes are really high.
Right, that makes total sense. It's like opening up the black box and making sure everything is transparent.
Precisely. And as AI gets more and more intertwined with our lives, this transparency is going to become even more important.
This has been seriously eye-opening. We've talked about how incredible AI is, but also how we need to be aware of its limitations and make sure it's being developed responsibly. But how about we shift gears for a sec and talk about the future? What's next for AI? Where is this tech headed?
If I had a crystal ball, I'd be a very rich person.
Mm.
But what I can say is that the future of AI is incredibly exciting. We're on the verge of breakthroughs that could totally revolutionize everything.
Okay, now you've got me really intrigued. Give me some specifics. What kind of breakthroughs are we talking about? What will the next few years bring?
One area where I expect big things is personalized medicine. Imagine a world where AI looks at your genes, your lifestyle, your entire medical history. Then it uses all that to create a treatment plan that's just for you.
Wow, that would be incredible. No more one-size-fits-all medicine. What about other areas? Where else is AI going to make a splash?
Transportation is another big one. We're already seeing self-driving cars, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Think about a future where AI manages whole transportation systems, making traffic flow better, getting rid of congestion, and making everything safer for everyone.
That would be amazing, especially in big cities. And I bet this kind of AI optimization could be used for so many things, like saving energy or even urban planning.
Absolutely, the possibilities are endless. But it's not just about making new AI tech, it's also about making sure it's used ethically and responsibly to help everyone.
That's a really good point. We can't just get caught up in all the cool stuff without thinking about the bigger picture. So how do we make sure AI is actually used for good? What's being done to make sure it's developed responsibly?
That's the million-dollar question, right? It's something people are talking about everywhere, from universities to the big tech companies.
Hmm.
One really important thing is being more transparent about how AI is made and used.
Transparent. What does that actually mean? How do you do that?
Well, it means moving away from that black box thing where even the people who build the AI don't always know exactly how it makes its decisions.
Mhm.
We need to be able to understand the process to see what factors are influencing the AI's output.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like that saying, trust but verify. If we're going to trust AI with important stuff, we need to be able to understand how it's making those decisions.
Exactly. And it's not just about transparency. We also need to be really careful about bias in AI systems. AI algorithms are trained on huge sets of data, right? So we have to make sure the data is diverse and representative of everyone. If it's not, the AI could end up making biased decisions.
Oh, I see. So if the AI is trained on data that doesn't reflect the real world, it could make unfair decisions. That's a little worrying, but I'm glad people are thinking about this and trying to fix it.
Absolutely. People are much more aware of these ethical issues now, and lots of organizations are working hard to get rid of bias in their AI systems. It's a work in progress, but at least we're having these conversations and moving in the right direction.
So it sounds like the future of AI isn't just about making it smarter. It's also about making sure it's ethical and used responsibly. It's everyone's responsibility, don't you think?
100%. It's going to take all of us working together, researchers, developers, policymakers, even everyday people. We all have a part to play in shaping the future of AI and making sure it benefits everyone.
I think that's a great place to wrap things up. We've covered so much ground today, from the amazing things AI can do to the importance of ethics and responsibility. What are some key takeaways you want our listeners to remember?
For me, the most important takeaway is that AI isn't some futuristic fantasy. It's already here, and it's changing our lives in big ways. And as AI keeps evolving, it has the potential to solve some of the world's biggest problems. But we need to be smart about it, think ethically, and make sure it's used to help everyone, not just a select few.
Couldn't have said it better myself. A huge thank you to our expert for taking us on this deep dive into the world of AI. It's been eye-opening, thought-provoking, and honestly a bit mind-blowing. And to all of you listening out there, thanks for joining us on this journey into the amazing world of artificial intelligence. Keep those brains buzzing, and we'll catch you next time for another deep dive into something awesome.